Hello, my disobedience. Welcome to another episode of the Disobedient Podcast from Planet of Disobedience. This is Saurabh Srivastava, and today we are going to talk about 6 traps that are keeping you from doing great work. So, you have got this dream, right? It could be writing a novel, building a popular YouTube channel, or building an art profile, or your freelancing business, whatever it is. And you might know people who just started something and within a few months or a year maybe, they are on their way to success. And here you are hustling and doing all the hard work and still you seem to be getting nowhere. If this sounds like you, maybe you are caught in one of these traps that are keeping you from moving ahead on your journey, on your path towards achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve. So it's like, you are running on this hamster wheel, you are running faster and faster and faster every day, but you are not really getting anywhere. So the aim of this podcast is make you realize what is that trap that you are into so that you can just step out. And after that, even if you are not running, even if you are just walking, you will start making progress towards your goal. So the first trap is the learn more trap. The information business, the content business has made all of us believe that we are doomed if we stop consuming content incessantly. In fact, the above introduction of a podcast was an example of one of the fear-based tactics which makes people consume content for a longer run. So it does not mean that the information that I'm going to communicate with you hereafter is of no value. But all it means is that no one became great just by consuming content about that field. J.K. Rowling didn't become such a great author by reading a book on how to become a great author, right? Or how to write a best-selling novel. Learning from others' experience only works when you match it with your own experience of doing things. If you're not caught in this trap and yet you seem to be going nowhere, maybe the next trap is yours. The second trap is the work hard trap. This is the reverse of people who are only learning and not doing enough. This is for people who are doing so much that they are not stopping once in a while to look if they are doing it in the best way possible. Such people work hard to boost their egos, even if that hard work might not be boosting their journeys. As a result, they exhaust themselves so much before the actual struggle even begins. So, what can you do to get out of this hard work trap? Sit down and look at everything that you're doing and see which parts of your works can you delegate and automate so that it's easy on you and you can do it for the longer run. Here are some examples. So let's assume you want to build a website for your business or freelancing or whatever it is that you want to do. Instead of learning how to code or how to go get a developer and do it, you can just simply install WordPress and start your website, right? Instead of doing all the chores, if you have some extra money, you can just hire a maid and, let her do your clothes and everything else so that you can focus on your side hustle. Instead of posting every day, you can simply have some tool like Buffer or Later where you can sit once in a week and schedule all your content in one go so that you don't have to think every day, oh, this is time to post. So that is how you can declutter your mind to focus on high impact things and do smart work. But if you're too obsessed with trying to do smart work, you might get caught in the next trap, which is trap number 3, the better idea trap. Here is an example of better idea trap. So after days of researching and brainstorming, you finally come up with a nice idea for executing your dream project. You take a weekend off and you're back on your desk on Monday. And suddenly you find that you are blooming with new, better ideas of doing it, right? It's good if that happens to you once in a while, but it becomes a trap if it starts becoming a recurring pattern because it makes you indecisive about your plans, strategies, and methods. You keep on changing and changing and changing, chasing for the next better idea, looking for a better way of doing things, and at the end, you end up doing nothing. It's like picking up the best rose from a 200-acre rose plantation. There is no such thing as the best rose, right? So this trap keeps you from, never shaping out your work. You keep on improving your painting, you keep on writing the scene of your novel, you keep on improving your music, and you never end up posting anything, and you never end up showing anything for your hard work that you're doing. You need to learn the art of striving for perfection and yet know how to stop for good enough. So that was the better idea trap. But if you're still stuck in the idea phase, even after you have decided that this is the idea that I am going to work on, maybe you're stuck in the next trap. The next trap is the think big trap. So the popular culture has sold us this idea that you have to think big, You aren't a podcaster if you don't have the fanciest equipment. You aren't an entrepreneur if you don't have 1 million seed funding and I am the CEO bitch card, right? The only cure for this trap is to do small things. Record your first podcast on your smartphone. Work on your business idea on the weekends while keeping your day job. Instead of waiting for the time when you can write your dream novel, start with writing short stories and posting them on Medium. Mountains are moved by carrying small stones away. So think about the smallest step you can take towards that big goal of yours and start taking action today. That is the only way to get rid of this think big trap that stops most of us from ever taking any step towards our dreams. But you, my friend, can do all these things right. You cannot get caught in all these traps and still not get the results. And here is why, which is the think ahead trap. So you are expected to anticipate the future. You are expected to focus on the end results and get there as soon as possible. You are expected to think about your monetization plans as soon as you create your Instagram profile, right? And all of that planning and strategizing is good. But being too future focused steals the joy from doing something in the present. And enjoying your work is very crucial for being able to preserve despite all hardship. And it's very important that you enjoy your work so that you can persevere in the long run, right? I don't know who said it, but there is a quote which goes something like, the best way to defeat your competition is to outlast them. So I will close with this. You may not have the answer for everything right now, but you must at least have a song to sing along.